Today is Friday, December 15th, 2017. I am 8 weeks out from surgery and I have lost 31 pounds since surgery. So that's 50 something since before surgery. The last couple of weeks I've just been bouncing on 3 pounds, which is a little frustrating. So I have to remind myself that this is a marathon, not a sprint, and my body is making major adjustments, figuring out how to deal with some things. 2 weeks ago, yes, it was 2 weeks ago, I had to go to urgent care, which thank God I found an urgent care that could see me for hydration. I ended up needing 3 liters of lactated ringers, but that did the trick. I started feeling better after that, and I'm up to like 6, sometimes 7 cups a day. I haven't made it to 8, but I'm doing a lot better and I'm functioning better. This week we have had activities. I had to be somewhere every night till last night and did it. I slept like the dead after that, but I was able to do it. Food has been challenging, as I knew it would for this period, not just because I'm recovering from surgery, but because it's Christmas time and there is delicious food that could kill me everywhere. So Monday night was my daughter's American Heritage Girls Christmas tea at church. All year long they do things that are community centered and improve their mind and their knowledge, and this is the one night a year where they get to just be little girls who dress up. So they were all told to dress in whatever makes them feel beautiful, and it was so much fun to see what that meant to all the different little girls. And there was so much food there, and I thought for sure there would be something I could eat, and there wasn't. So it was a lot of fun watching the little girls, and including my daughters, and seeing how hard all the volunteers worked. I still can't help move chairs and things like that very well, so I was not as helpful as I would like to be. But I did have to focus on that and not the fact that there were a million delicious looking things there, the vast majority homemade, none of which I could eat. So, but I did fine. The challenge I had was when I finally got home and then I had to cook something, and then I ate too fast and I learned what dumping is. That was not the most fun experience. So I can get, if I have a long time to eat, I can eat half a cup. I cannot eat more than half a cup. I learned that the hard way last night. I made stir fry and I pushed it. When I'm full, I get this pressure right here, and I ate one bite beyond that, and it was not good until I went and threw up, and then I felt a lot better. But there's that. The other challenging thing that I'm dealing with right now, so I'm doing better in a million ways, but it's kind of an emotional thing, is that I found out that although I requested the traditional duodenal switch surgery and was told that's what I was having, that's not what I had. I had a new version, the SADI-S, which is single anastomosis duodenal something with sleeve. So instead of the 150 centimeters length and 2, this is the fancy, medical explanation, different loops that really reduce fat and carb absorption. I have one loop and it's 250 centimeters long, so it's 100 centimeters more of absorption, and it doesn't really, it absorbs carbs and protein still, like me, but not so much the fats. That's the understanding. This surgery was introduced in 2007 in another country, which I can't remember which country. So versus the duodenal switch has over 30 years of research, and the SADI has 10. And so I'm trying to find out everything I can. I'll come back to that in a second. I do want to say this is not because I went to Mexico, because I know that some people are like, well, if you'd hadn't gone to Mexico. This is actually, as I do research online, I have found that this is something that happens all over the country, in the US even. People being very upset about this happening to them because they were told they were getting the duodenal switch, just like I was. And the doctor said, oh, this is better after surgery. Which it's not. It's not found to have necessarily the same, you're more likely to regain, is my understanding. From the little bit of research I can find. It's not a lot. I'm looking everywhere. If you happen to know of a study, send it to me. If I haven't read it, I would love to see it. I have been looking everywhere for research. This has made nutrition challenging and long-term planning because it's more absorption or malabsorption, sorry, I'll use the right word, than the Roux-en-Y, which is traditional bypass, and less than duodenal switch. So where am I in nutrition? Do I take vitamins that match the duodenal switch? Or am I going to poison myself with too much vitamin D? I don't know. Nobody else seems to know either. So these are the things I'm trying to figure out where I fall in this and what I can eat and what I can't. And I'm erring mostly on the cautious side. I have found that I can have some spicy things, which is fabulous. I'm learning how to order them properly. I love yellow curry, and I can have it a little bit. Well, you can only have a little bit of anything, right? So I asked for curry with no chicken and no rice. Just the chicken. I can have chicken, but their chicken is rubbery. Their curry is fabulous, but their chicken isn't good at this particular place. And they said, would you like vegetables? Well, I'm thinking carrots and onions and potatoes, and leave the potatoes out, right? Carrots and onions, it's fine. It was loaded with vegetables, which was just very nice of them to try to substitute, except that it had red peppers, and the red peppers were so intense, and they flavored all of the curry, so it was pepper curry, and it was so hot I couldn't eat it. And because we don't know each other, probably, I'm not going to tell you about what happened as it made its way through my body, but let me just say, it was not the most comfortable situation. It was a little warm. Yeah, so lesson learned. But the best liquid thing going down my tummy I have found is steak pho broth. So my sweet husband has gone a couple times for me and ordered my steak pho without any rice noodles or vegetables, just the steak and the broth. And I can eat a little bit of the steak, and then he eats the rest of it, or I add it to stir fry like I did last night. So, which is such a unique thing. They're like, what's going on? So he kind of explained that I'd had surgery and I had to be very particular in what I ate. So the next time he came in, he said, they're so sweet. He ordered that complicated order, well, or maybe simplified to the point of oddness. And they're like, how is she doing? How is she feeling? Which is very sweet. But I'm looking forward to regular pho someday in small portions. So we have a birthday party to go to tonight for my niece, and there's going to be pizza and a donut cake and a vegetable tray, and I still can't eat raw vegetables. I can eat them if I cook the crap out of them. Maybe that's the wrong choice of terms in this situation, but I can eat cooked vegetables. My stomach is not ready to handle raw vegetables. So I will be taking something with me. But, you know, it is the marathon and I'm on it. I think I'm doing pretty well all over. I'm down. So even though I'm only down 30 pounds, right, 32 pounds, I think 31, somewhere there, since surgery 8 weeks, 2 months ago, I am down 3 or 4 clothing sizes, so that's not insignificant. The funny thing with that was that I knew I had clothes put aside from when I weighed this before, and my husband went down to the garage and got the bucket out that's this size, and we discovered that when I weighed this before, it was summer. So I have lots of capris and t-shirts in this size, but not so much winter clothes because I am freezing. I am so cold right now. And I was warned this was going to happen, but I had no idea how cold I would get. And sleeping with socks, which is not comfortable, but I just have to. And I was so cold last night that my husband went and took my fuzzy blanket and he put it in the dryer for me, and then with my socks, and then he came and he put my socks on me and wrapped me in the heated blanket, and then put 3 blankets over me, and then I was like, okay, I can go to sleep now. So, but you know, I have a husband who would do that for me without being asked even, so that's great. So that is 8 weeks out, and we'll see what happens next.